everyone. I'm Jessie Sheehan, and welcome to another episode of the Colavita Olive Oil and Jessie Sheehan, me, olive oil based baking series. So everything I make, I bake and I use Colavita olive oil. Today I am making something super yummy for the holidays or for whenever the craving hits. I am making jumbo chocolate sugar cookies, and the combo of the chocolate and the olive oil is to die for. They are super easy peasy. Wait till you see how easy. I'm going to get started. Okay, the first thing I have in my bowl is I have some cocoa powder, some flour, some leavening, and some salt, and I'm going to whisk that up. Now, I like to use a super dark Dutch processed cocoa powder in these cookies because I love the color. It's really dark, and I love that chocolatey flavor that you get from Dutch processed cocoa powder, which is a little different than the natural cocoa powder flavor. However, if you do not have Dutch processed cocoa powder, you can use regular cocoa powder. Okay, so I have whisked that up. Now, I'm going to take some brown sugar. I like to use brown sugar in this recipe because I love the way brown sugar plays with chocolate, and brown sugar makes things a little chewier, and I love chew. Okay, now I'm going to add my Colavita olive oil. You ready? It's going into my bowl. I'm going to whisk that around with my trusty whisk, and bang. Now my brown sugar might be a little lumpy because I had it sitting on the counter while I was getting ready to share this cookie recipe with you. So I have to kind of bang it a bit. Hopefully yours will be a little softer than mine and you won't have to do any banging. And here we go. And that's just a reminder to me that if you do take brown sugar out, like if you're kind of organizing yourself before you start baking and you get all your ingredients out, that's called mise en place. If you do that with brown sugar, you want to cover it in plastic wrap if it's going to be a little while before you use it, just because you don't want it to get hard and lumpy, which is what happened to mine. But no problem. I just whisk that around with the olive oil, and I'm moistening all that sugar. There we go. Perfect. Now I'm going to take 2 yolks and an egg and some vanilla, and I always like to add some yolks rather than whole eggs. So what I do is I separate the egg and the yolk, and then I put the egg white. I separate the white and the yolk, and then I put the white away. Save it for another purpose, like making meringue. And I like to use the yolks when I'm baking, particularly in a cookie, because they add moisture as well. And I want this cookie to be this chewy, moist, yummy cookie, hence the brown sugar and the yolks. And I whisk that together. You can see it's a teeny bit still lumpy from my brown sugar, but I'm not worried about that. And hopefully yours will not be. And you kind of do this until it's nice and glossy, and you can see that the color lightens a bit. How yummy does that look, peeps? Okay, I'm going to clean off my whisk. Whisk. If you've ever seen me on TikTok, I say whiskey, but I'm not going to do that today. I'm just going to say whisk. Okay, we have our wet ingredients. Now we're going to add those dry ingredients. So I put those into the bowl, grab my trusty spatula, and I fold them in. And I like to do this kind of gently. I'm not vigorously combining the dry with the wet. I'm kind of doing it gently. I like to spin my bowl in one direction and move my whisk in the other direction until my cookie dough comes together. Now I say this every time I do another episode of this olive oil based baking series, but it is so delicious to smell olive oil when you are baking with it. It's really strong in the best way. So I kind of mix this together, and everybody see, just until I get rid of all of the flour. You see it has that beautiful dark color, which I adore. And I'm kind of just making sure I get all the little bits of flour combined. There we go. Scrape. Now, I am going to grab my sheet pan, and I'm really fond of scoops, and I use them with my cookies because then every single cookie will be exactly the same size. So this is a 1/4 cup one because we're making jumbo cookies. This is jumbo. And I scoop. Boop. How pretty do these look, everyone? How pretty do these look? So pretty. Now, sometimes when I make these cookies, I let the dough, after I scoop it, I let it rest in the fridge to get a little bit chilled before I dip it in the sugar. But today, we're just gonna go ahead and dip, and you are gonna love this. Wait for this, okay? I have a little container of granulated sugar. Now, these are really soft. When you do this, they'll be a little bit more firm because you'll have chilled them first. And I just push this around in my sugar, and dun, da, da, da. How pretty is that? I'm gonna take this one, and I'm gonna do the same thing. And again, you can do it the way I'm doing it. You can do it right after you scoop them, or you can let them chill a teeny bit in the fridge. I would say maybe 20 minutes, and that will make this process a teeny bit easier. Although you can see this isn't really hard, right? I'm not very fond of steps in recipes that are hard. Just not my jam, peeps. Just not my jam. I like easy peasy. Alrighty. So those are all covered in sugar, and these will go into the freezer, I don't know, I'm gonna say about half an hour, 45 minutes, just to firm up a little bit before we bake them off in a 350-degree oven for about 15 minutes, 12 to 15 minutes. I wanna show you what they look like. How beautiful. This is the magic of IGTV, sweet peeps. I almost called you sweets, but you are sweets. This is the magic of IGTV, peeps. I already have them baked. And look how, I wanna find a really perfect one. Sorry, my fingers are a little dirty. I don't want you to see my dirty fingers. How beautiful is that, right? You can see kind of like the sparkly sugar and the little cracks. I think this is the most beautiful Christmas cookie or holiday cookie. I'm gonna take a bite. And you see that deep chocolatey color in there? So delicious. And again, the olive oil flavor is strong. If you like a more mild olive oil flavor, you can use Colavita's more mild olive oil, which is great for baking. Again, thank you so much from me and Colavita Olive Oil for following along today as we made jumbo chocolate sugar cookies. And I hope you will make these for the holidays or during the winter or in the summer. These would be amazing ice cream sandwiches in the summer. Can you imagine these cookies with like some vanilla ice cream in it, or olive oil no churn ice cream, which is a recipe of mine on the Colavita site. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us. I will see you in the new year.